You think sleeping long enough is adequate for brain health, right? But no, it's not just the duration of sleep, but also the type of sleep. Some of you might know about the glymphatic system. It's the way the brain clears out. It's the system that flushes out all the protein deposits in your brain while you sleep. If the glymphatic system doesn't work well, these protein deposits will accumulate. And that's the Alzheimer's story. Alzheimer's is the accumulation of these proteins in the brain. But here's what most people don't know, and what the research is only starting to unpack. Not all sleep is equal for your glymphatic system, and some of the things we do to get more sleep might actually be making things worse. Let's start with the core claim, which is not all sleep is equal for glymphatic clearance. Only a specific type of sleep helps to drive the brain's waste clearance pump, and that would be non-REM deep sleep. To explain a little further, common sleeping pills help you sleep for longer, but they would suppress deep sleep. And some of you might say, I already know that. But what's interesting is a paper that came out of Cell from the same lab that discovered the glymphatic system in the first place. They were trying to answer the question of what actually drives the clearing process during sleep. The answer? It wasn't sleep depth alone. And of course, it wasn't how many hours you slept. It was a very specific rhythm. Now listen carefully. It's called slow oscillations of norepinephrine. Norepinephrine is the brain's alertness chemical. It pulses rhythmically during deep, non-REM sleep. These pulses squeeze the blood vessels in a very gentle wave, like a pump. And that pumping action is what moves the cerebral spinal fluid through the brain and clears the waste. It's pretty elegant, I would say. And it's also fragile. Let's talk about what makes it fragile. These researchers gave mice zolpidem, and that's the active ingredient in Ambien, one of the most commonly prescribed sleep aids in the world. When these mice got zolpidem, those norepinephrine oscillations flattened. The pump weakened. Glymphatic clearance dropped. The mice were asleep, but their brains weren't clearing out. This is still mouse data, and what happens to mice may not happen to humans, right? But still, let's think about this. Maybe you don't use sleeping pills like Ambien, but do you use other things? For example, if you're someone in your 40s or 50s who occasionally takes something to sleep, could be melatonin, it could be a drowsy antihistamine, it could be Benadryl, it could be a low-dose benzo. It's worth asking, am I getting the kind of sleep my brain needs despite having gone to sleep with these aids? Or am I just using these to get unconscious? Do leave a comment if this resonates with you. And if it was interesting and helpful for you, please subscribe to my Midlife Brain Project, where I share about the latest learnings about brain health and dementia prevention. Thank you.